your dreams.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Honkai Satr Rail video, and today I'm just going to be doing a team guide video. By the way, if you like this video or if you just find this video helpful, let me know by leaving down a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. It'd be greatly appreciated. So in order to understand the team building mechanics in this game, you have to understand the path system. The path system in Honkai Satr Rail are basically similar to jobs or classes from any other turn-based RPGs. Each character in the game will have a specific path, and there's only 7 paths in Honkai Satr Rail. So the first path I'm going to talk about is the Harmony path. This path applies buffs to allies to improve the team's combat capacities. In other words, characters under the Harmony path are your buffers. I would say that this path is one of the most important paths to have on the team because having a buffer is just really good. Bronya and that fox lady are one of the best characters in the game because they are buffers. Next path we got is the Destruction path. Basically deals outstanding amounts of damage and possesses great survivability, suitable for various combat scenarios. Characters under this path are typically like your bruisers. They can deal some damage and they can also take some hits. The Hunt deals extraordinary amounts of single target damage, the main damage dealer against elite enemies. This is another important path as this is your typical boss killer DPS. The starting character Dong Huang is a pretty good Hunt character. There's not too much I can say about the Hunt class. They're just there to deal damage and that's what they're there for. You shouldn't lack any of the Hunt characters because you get Dong Huang for free. So I would really suggest that you should invest in him, especially if you are going to be free to play. He's probably going to be one of the most important characters in your team. Other Hunt options is Xu Shang, who is another 4-star character. And of course we got Celia, who is on rate up right now. If you get spooked by the Water Boy instead, he's also another good Hunt option. But as I stated earlier, the Hunt is one of the most important paths in the game. They're one of your best DPSs, so make sure you do invest in one. Eruditon deals remarkable amounts of multi-target damage, the main damage dealer against groups of enemies. This is another important path because in the game you are going to encounter a lot of mobs of enemies, and Eruditon characters are your only way to deal AoE damage. They're good damage dealers. If you're not interested in playing characters from the Hunt, then Eruditon might be for you since they're AoE. But if you just want to defeat mobs of enemies a lot more quickly, then investing in a Eruditon character will be good. Nihility applies debuffs to enemies to reduce their combat capacities. Anyways, they're basically debuffers. I don't really have too much experience in leveling up a Nihility character, but if you do pair them up with a Harmony character, a Hunt character, and an Abundance character, then that's a pretty good team right there. You got a buffer that's buffing your DPS, you got a debuffer that's debuffing the enemies, and you got a healer that's basically healing your team. That's basically a meta team right there. Preservation, one of my favorite words actually, possesses powerful defensive abilities to protect allies in various ways. In other words, these are your tanks. I'm not too familiar with using the tank class. However, March 7th, one of the free preservation characters, is a pretty good character if I do say so myself. You get a free healing character pretty late in the game, so March 7th is going to be saving your ass until you get a free healing character. Preservation characters are your tanks. I don't think they're going to be that useful in that specific game mode. I don't remember the name of it on my top of head. It's like that mirror hallway mode. You have to defeat enemies at a certain number of turns, and obviously tanking hits is not really going to be that useful. Anyways, if you're not a fan of healing at all for whatever reason, then the preservation will save your ass because they'll take the hits for you. Speaking of healing, we got the last path, which is Abundance, which is basically your healers. All they do is heal. They're your heal sluts. Natasha is my personal heal slut, and she's smoking. Anyways, that's all the paths that I explained. Now let's get on to, just basic team comps. When you are team building, you have to keep in mind about the enemy's elemental weaknesses. If you're struggling against a specific enemy or more or less a boss, all because you're lacking a specific element, you might need to invest in a character that has that element. Get a free physical character in the Trailblazer. free wind character in Don Huang, 2 free ice characters being March 7th and Herda, free electric character Serval, and a free fire character Astra. Also get a free quantum character, and I'm gonna be butchering this name, Xingqiu. I can't pronounce that. Oh, and I also forgot to mention you get Natasha, who's an abundance character. You're gonna have to switch around characters every now and then due to specific elements. There's really no one real team that just conquers all. You're gonna need certain elements in order to break enemy shields, so you'll have an easier time fighting those enemies. I invested in Herda because I was struggling against bosses that had ice weakness elements, so I invested in her and the boss fight went smoothly. Since you only have 4 slots in one team, there are 3 paths that you should at least heavily invest in. One path is either one of the damage dealing paths, either it's the Hunt, Erudition, or Destruction. You need a DPS on your team, so either one of those 3 paths in one slot is going to fit the bill. The second most important path to invest in is a Harmony path to buff those DPS characters. And the third path to invest in is an abundance path because you do need some heals. 4th slot could be, whoever you want, to be honest. Could be a Nihility character to debuff the enemies. Nihility wouldn't be a bad option because they do debuff enemies. Or maybe even run a Preservation character if you have one invested and you just want to tank some hits. Or another damage dealing class, like if you already have a Hunt character invested, maybe the 4th slot could either be a Erudition or a Destruction, vice versa. Also maybe even another Harmony character for more buffs. The 4th slot can literally be whoever, but you do need to make sure you at least have any of the 3 damage dealing paths, a Harmony path, and an abundance path. So that's going to be the end of this video. If you liked the video, if it's helped you, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later.
Bye bye now. Come again soon.